Well, hey, Facebook friends! I have a guest today. This is my sister from another mister.
No,
Anyway,
really.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're actually legit sisters, and so thanks for coming over.
Yeah.
We had tech issues earlier, so the reason I want to have a live with my badass sister is because she too, ironically enough, has this thing called
Cervical Dystonia.
what the what? So anyway, I wanted to for her to share why she wants me to get in the middle of the screen. Why a couple things about her experience with the free 5-day cervical dystonia challenge. So how did the challenge help you?
It gave me more tools to use. I do a lot of different things and have worked with a lot of different people over the years to try and improve my health and also my outlook and my attitude on how I navigate some of these challenges. And some of the things that Elizabeth was talking about in her videos before the challenge even started making sense and resonating with me, and I started trying them and I was like, huh. And some of the things I was actually doing and didn't even realize what they were that I was doing, and I was like, okay. And I knew because of what she had posted before and because I've watched her for years talk about how hard she works, and when she wants to learn something, really, really digs into it. And she kept talking about all of this information that would take hours and hours and hours for me or anybody else to look at on your own. And because you're a nurse, that especially, she's a healthcare provider, a medical person, and that really has always, you've always given me great advice and everything. And so I thought, this is something that I really want to learn more about. And I thought, I didn't know I had this. I was suspicious after you started talking about it and really came forward about it. And I thought, mine isn't as severe as yours, but it would definitely explain a lot of things. And so I signed up because I thought, what could it hurt? I'm all about knowledge and I'm being empowered by information. And so I thought I would just try it and see. I never dreamed that going through it, I would actually get a diagnosis.
Wow.
After
Okay.
the fact.
So my next question is: there something that surprised you by participating in the challenge?
Most of the things were really simple, small little things, and a lot of it had to do with how I was thinking about things and how I approached things. And they weren't complicated, but it was just things that I needed someone to talk me through and kind of support me and explain why the benefits, because I'm very fact driven and causal relations, and I want to understand why. If it's this,
The why.
I'm very big about the why, and so you really gave me a lot of that, and did things that I could immediately start trying and notice some shifts pretty quickly. So
Perfect. Thanks for that. And then, so even though she is my sister and we're very close geographically and personally and spiritually, we're very good friends, which is very fun. She actually decided to hire me to work with me. And so why did you decide to do that?
Sure. I have a team of medical people for a variety of issues, and I absolutely seek out the best. I don't want to just go to somebody. I want to go to the best in their field. I want them to be exceptionally good at what they do, but also actually care and treat me with respect and give me the time and energy that I think all of us should be entitled to. And so I thought after the 5-day challenge, there was so much more that she kept talking about, and I thought it could help me. So again, why not I've spent a significant amount of money and time and energy into my health care, and I thought that this is probably one of the best investments I can make for myself, is to really learn how to get ahead of this and figure out how to best navigate my own way through this, because you've done all this research, you've done all this studying, and she's a nurse, she's gone through nutrition school. She has this wealth of information that every time I talk to her, I learn something and I feel better. So I thought, why not enroll and see what I can learn and benefit from in this program? And I think it was week 3, I went to go see my neurologist, and because of videos she'd shown me and information she'd shown me and data she'd provided me, I went to my doctors and said, hey, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I think this is what's going on, and I think that you can help me, or help me find somebody that can help me and make my path easier and my process better. And literally by the 3rd appointment, I had a new referral, and I'm now going to see one of the top people in the state of Minnesota. So it's pretty
Which
amazing.
happens to be my doctor.
Which was her doctor. And I was like, I have to have a referral. Because she was like, why don't you just come see my doctor and just see? And I was like, no, you have to have referrals, and it's this long process. And I have 2 neurologists and go to 2 different places. And sure enough, they both were very open. And I'd seen them before, but they never brought this topic up until I came forward and said, I have a couple of questions. I think this might be part of what's going on. What do you think? They'd never talked about it with me before, and I think if I had not asked the right questions, if I hadn't known the information Elizabeth had helped give me, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And so I'm able to get in, and I've had injections for over 7 years. I've been going through this, but in a very different way for my migraines than you've been going through it. So now I get to meet with a specialist who can help me address both things, which are very much related, I now know. So
That's amazing, which brings me to my last question. What do you want the world to know? What would you tell people that have this cervical dystonia? What advice would you give them?
So it is hard to have medical challenges, be in chronic pain. A lot of people don't understand it, and it can get really hard and very difficult and dark sometimes. And so my advice is to not give up, to advocate for yourself even when people aren't doing that, even when your medical teams aren't showing up or advocating for you in the way that you think. Don't give up. Again, I always am looking for the why, and I want to understand. Like, telling me I'm over 40 and female is not an acceptable response to when I have a challenge that I'm trying to navigate. So just have hope and don't give up. And you know, it may not be a perfect solution, but there are ways to make things better. I mean, it's very easy to stay at home and want to hide and not get out and live your life, but I don't want that for myself. And so even the smallest little things that can improve, make my situation better, and also make sure my attitude is going in the right direction. You know, I choose to be positive, and I choose to look for answers always and find opportunities like we were talking about earlier today, no matter what the situation is. And so that'd be my advice. Don't give up and keep advocating for yourself.
Awesome! Thank you. So the 5-day free challenge starts T-minus 8 days. It's a week from today. So if you have cervical dystonia, or maybe you even are suspicious that you have cervical dystonia and you want to participate, or you've had it for 20 years and you're just looking for some amazing support, the tricks to work the magic, as our mom would say, join the challenge. Go to Cervical Dystonia Reset. Anyway, I'll put the link in the comments. I'm not sure if that's right or not. CervicalDystoniaResetChallenge.com. Anyway, I'll put it in the comments. And if you have questions about cervical dystonia, post them in the comments and I will get back to you.
And one other thing I just want to say is you don't have to be a nurse, because I am not a nurse.
Oh, yes, yes.
And that's, I know, something you work with a lot of nurses and
Yes.
people in the healthcare industry,
Yes.
but I'm not. I know just a little bit about that world, but I'm
Yes.
definitely not one of those. So anybody who has this,
Yes.
and again, I didn't know that I had it, but she kept talking and I thought, wow, she's describing a lot of what I'm going through. So if you know someone or you're going through this yourself, why not give it a try? It's not going to hurt, and it takes very little time and energy, and it could potentially yield incredible results for you.
Oh, and it's super fun.
It is fun. And you can use it for every other aspect of your
Yes!
life. I mean, I have my notes and my little videos, and I watch them periodically, and I tell my son about them, and I'm like, hey, what about this? You should think of it this way. It's just a really different way to think about things and approach all of our challenges. So
Yes. In my lived experience, I'm 51, I've been a human for 51 years and being a nurse for 25 years, is that it's typically the things that are the simplest that provide the most transformational experiences. And that is what I will end with. I hope to see you in the challenge. Let me know if you have any questions, and take awesome care, and thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, bye.